Retirement income, reviewing the bucket strategy. Hi, I'm Dave Grant. I'm a certified financial planner and the founder of Retirement Matters, a financial planning company based in Barrington, Illinois. Now, with life expectancies and retirement costs increasing, planning for a lifetime of income from your investments is more daunting than ever. Retirees must be able to come up with a plan that protects them from long market declines while maintaining the overall value of their assets. And sometimes that can be for 30 years or more. Financial advisors have relied on different rules and models to forecast how much money is needed and under various circumstances, but as is true of any rule or model, they aren't without flaws. So let's review some of these. Your first one is the traditional spend-down strategy. So for several decades, financial advisors have been applying the 4% rule, based on historical averages that imply retirees can confidently spend down their assets at a rate of 4% per year without risking running out of money. However, today's retirees are discovering that rules based on decades-old information doesn't reflect 21st century realities, including rising health and long-term care costs. Financial advisors have been adjusting the rule to account for higher retirement costs and greater volatility in the stock market, offering up a 3% version and then adjusting it along the way based on changing circumstances. It can get complicated and, for retirees, that creates uncertainty. That's why an increasing number of advisors are turning to the bucket strategy as a more tried and true alternative. So what is the bucket strategy? The bucket strategy is a straightforward approach that I like to use with clients when we're generating their retirement income. Simply put, it's designing a portfolio that provides regular cash payments for lifestyle expenses while maintaining a diversified investment portfolio. At its core is dividing your assets into 3 buckets. A cash bucket that will provide up to 3 to 5 years of living expenses, an intermediate term bucket earmarked for income in years 4 to 9, and then a long-term bucket used to grow assets for income 10 plus years out. Now, the strategy can be broken down into more buckets if that makes it easier to manage, but I like to stick with 3. So what is the purpose of the bucket strategy? It's really to simplify generating income in retirement. So the concept simplifies income planning by compartmentalizing current and future retirement income into the 3 buckets, each with a specific time horizon and asset allocation. For example, the first bucket is filled with cash and its equivalents for meeting current expenses and emergencies. The second bucket might be invested in short to intermediate term bonds to allow for a little bit higher return. The third bucket is your growth portfolio, allocated among stocks and bonds for growing over a longer period of time. This can be less overwhelming than having to manage one big portfolio, especially during turbulent times. For example, if you had retired in 2008, utilizing the 4% rule, you would have taken withdrawals from one overall portfolio during a very weak market. However, with the bucket approach, your cash needs for the first few years are already set aside, so you wouldn't need to sell stocks at the worst possible time. The bucket containing the stock portfolio is earmarked for income 10 years or more, so it gives it plenty of time to roll through various stock market scenarios. Now, in this strategy, one bucket fills another. So once the initial strategy is implemented, the buckets are replenished as they're used. For example, after the first couple of years, bucket number 1 is topped up by shifting assets from bucket number 2, and then additional assets are shifted from bucket 3 over to 2 to fill that back up. Now, the amount allocated to each bucket depends on your time horizon and your objectives. In stronger markets, the topping up takes place more frequently because you have bigger gains that you can take off the top. The reverse is true in down markets, so the equities aren't sold at a low position without giving them a chance to grow again. So I'll leave you with a question. Is your portfolio designed in such a way that it gives you income easily, but is also geared to last a lifetime? If not, or you're not sure, why not contact me and we can solve the problem.